You know what's really hard sometimes is we can't always tell our toxic friends from our truth-telling friends. In this video, let's have a quick look at our toxic friends that sometimes hide behind the mask of they're only there to help you, when in fact, all they're doing is slowly eroding away your confidence and always hammering away at your inner peace. So one of the first things to remember with a toxic personality is they will never respect your boundaries. You don't get to sit back and choose when you want to interact with them. They will choose when you will be responding to them. And that's how they work you over initially. They'll do it in a way that makes you feel that you're in the wrong. Whereas in actual fact, your boundaries are yours. They're there for a reason. Sometimes you might have big boundaries. Sometimes you need small boundaries. But they are your boundaries. Don't let anyone walk all over them. That's the first sign of toxic personality. Next thing they'll do is have unpredictable reactions. When you think that you should be rewarded for success, they'll be the first one that tell you that the things you've done wrong or how lucky you were to have that. When you're having a downer, well, this is what you deserve, and they're quite happy for you to stay in that down position. They'll tell you they want you to lift you up, but every action, every word is slowly eroding away at your confidence. You're constantly feeling like nothing's ever, you're constantly feeling like that nothing is ever good enough, that you're always on eggshells all around them all the time. If they're your friend, don't they want to support you during those down times? If they're your friends, don't they want to cheer you on during your success? But they're subtle. They'll subtly tell you the thing you're having isn't success, it's just good luck. They can often be jealous or envious of other relationships that you have or other situations that you've been in. Things that you've worked hard at, long-term relationships that have stood the test of time, are things that actually can bring them into bitter conflict with you in different situations. Things that you'd never questioned before, the things they want to make you aware of. In this way, they can sow a seed of doubt that was never there before. A friendship that has always been strong suddenly seems shaky, and yet before they came along, that had never been called into question. The other unnoticeable thing sometimes is that your stress levels are slowly rising whenever you're having to make an interaction with them or spend any time with them, and yet they're offering you what they perceive as their friendship, their time, but it's always on their terms. You're constantly having to make shifts in plans. It's always, this is never good enough, let's go and do this instead. It's often on their terms. While you think in the broad sense, nothing is too difficult, everything is slowly eroding away at what your center of purpose is, what your center of balance is. It's slowly shifting towards them. You may have people in your friendship group, strong truth tellers, but these people, toxic, are the ones that don't have red flags sometimes on their personalities. Often you assign the red flag to the truth teller, the person who is blunt with you. But if they respect your boundaries, they respect who you are, they are cheering you on when you are deserving, they are cheering you on when you have success, they're understanding when you don't. They're not the person that is toxic in your relationships. The person that is toxic in relationships is the person that you don't always see, the person that you have to take your glasses off and truly look at, the person that you think is there for you, except when you really look deeply. Are they always jealous? Is there always something that you're not quite doing well enough? Are your boundaries always slowly being eroded? All these things can point to the fact that the person you think is your friend is actually the toxic person in your life, the person that is slowly taking away from the fact that from the person that you want to be and the person you want to be moving forward. They want to shape you and mold you to the way they want you, preferably further down the food chain than they are, so they can stand above you. So how do we deal with a toxic personality? Well, the first thing is making sure that we do put our boundaries in place. They are yours. They're really important for your health and well-being. Having your boundaries can be the difference between being able to cope in a stress-free existence. It's really important to have those boundaries. No one's allowed to intrude in on your boundaries unless you've asked them to. Getting advice that can be blunt, and rude is very different to someone who's actually stepping all over your boundaries as they're telling you how poorly you're doing at something. Self-worth is the greatest antidote to a toxic personality. Understanding who you are, what you want to do, and where you want to go. Understanding the values you want to have, understanding the purpose that you want to have in your life. The easiest thing to do with a toxic personality is to not give them time. As soon as you're not giving someone time who's a toxic personality, they'll move on to someone else. They'll find someone else. You don't have to shape and change them. It's your life. Live it the way you want to live it. Be the person you want to live. Acknowledge and accept that you do have a toxic friend. Then understand your own values and dreams and plans for the future. This will be hard. It's always hard separating from a toxic person. But believe in yourself and learn to trust yourself again. 2 really good books that have helped me during this production of this YouTube clip is Boundary Boss and Please Yourself, How to Stop People Pleasing and Transform the Way You Live. I'll put those in the notes below. So look around. Sometimes the rude person isn't always the toxic person. Look at who is toxic within your circle and work out how best to be true to yourself and live the life that you want to live. Don't let them rule your life. Take charge again. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And I hope this lets you understand the people in your circle and how to live the better life that you want to live. Take care. Catch you on the next one.